friends? Hello and welcome back. Hope everyone is having a lovely day. So, lots to talk about today regarding the MLB The Show 24 marketplace, mainly because I'm not going to say 100% confirm it because, MLB The Show has not tweeted, but we've seen some other affiliated accounts with the game saying, hey, we're going to get 99 overall team affinities this week with the new team affinity drop on Friday, which can have a very big impact on what cards are going to look like on a marketplace, what cards are going to go for in a marketplace. Just because, again, if 32 teams get a team affinity, 30 teams get a team affinity, that drives the incentive down a lot to have to buy some of these other players. We could see people selling some players that, at one point in time, kind of important, but not so much anymore. You could, Mike Hammer might be a prime example. Like guys like him, I worry about him because he is in the rank thing. He'll no longer be in the rank program, which should help his price. But at the same time, now if there's a bunch of 99s coming out or people still diving after the 97s, it might end up being a beautiful day. I don't like to predict exactly what's going to happen on unprecedented stuff because it is an untradeable event. Just looking real quickly what else is coming out on Friday. You have Double XP Weekend, which again, it's going to make it so more people are getting some of the free stuff in the programs. You're going to have the new rank program, the Battle Royale event, and more there. You're going to need the new Legend. You're going to need another Mother's Day Conquest map, which again, you never know what they put in those Conquest maps, what they put in those programs regarding that. So there's a couple things of note to, note here. First of all, what really kills a lot of the prices for cards when it comes to investing them is when they're releasing these programs, when they're releasing these conquests that guarantees a pack, say, I don't know, this one might ring a bell, Sewell series. Or what was the other one? The spring breakouts, where they're starting to give you those guaranteed spring breakout Sewell packs in the team affinities. They was giving them to you in conquests. And when they come out with a new team affinity, we do not know what's going to be inside those. If they come out with a pack that says, hey, get your free pipeline players or get your free season award players, all those players' prices are going to drop drastically. So my biggest thing here is enter Friday with as many stubs as possible. Don't get caught holding on to any featured cards. If you want to hold on to, your live series cards still, if anybody still has them, you can feel confident about having them because the odds of them putting a free live series in are about slim to none. But as far as honestly, I kind of I don't think they're not going to do it this weekend because it's Double XP, but maybe next weekend. I kind of like the idea of possibly holding a couple live series players and, just once things kind of drop a little bit, we'll see what happens on the weekend. I kind of like the idea of potentially just investing in players that get a little cheaper in general over the weekend or the next couple of days because there is the chance, it's been a little bit since we've seen a stub sale. When stub sales come out, it causes the price of players to go up. So something to potentially invest into a few players in that regard. But yeah, definitely looking and just saying don't get caught holding anybody. I'd like to think the egg hunt players are great. I mean, they're such a great spread still. 27 by 36K for a Luke Voigt right now, 9K profit minus the sack. So you're still going to get a 6K profit spread there. You look at spring breakouts, well, they're kind of destroyed. I don't see them coming back just because of how many team affinities and so forth. Those are just going to be great cards for your collection to fill your collections. Because of all the affinities out right now, they're just never going to go away and people are always going to be getting those packs. So I just don't like the idea of those going. The pipelines, again, they do worry me a little bit. If they're not in packs, they're great cards to flip right now. If they are in packs, be careful. Like the Ramon Anthony, he's kind of a quick flip. If you're going to flip him, you can flip him right now, 17.5. So you're going to lose what? You're going to come down to about 15.75. I mean, you're still about 400 or 500 sub profit if you want to flip cards like that. But it's one of those things you got to be on it. That's one of the big things this year, I think, with MLB The Show. If you're trying to make stubs, flipping cards, you got to be on it almost right on the instant. There's years where you could invest in cards, let them sit there, put them back up, wait 24 hours or sell. But nowadays, with how volatile everything is, how quickly some prices are declining, especially cards that are in packs and stuff, you got to be very quick with it. Like, you're going to get that Anthony, try to sell as quickly as possible to get caught saying, oh, I'll just put it up for 24 hours and wait a day. Because, something comes out, something good, it drops. I might drop to 16.7, especially the cards in packs. Kobe Mayo is a perfect example. He was a 40K player, right? Yeah, even higher, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80K. And they released him in one of them pipeline packs the one day, and that just absolutely destroyed his value. So you got to be very mindful of that. I think what, is beneficial is seeing, some of the season awards and, packs like that where they're not guaranteeing you those players. So that's helping the values because, in years past, it was like, here, season awards, the vault pack. He was guaranteed, 1 and 2 rounds and the players to choose from. And, they're not quite doing it that way this year, which is really helping the value of some of those cards. And, that's the thing you keep in mind when you're considering investing. When you see packs like that compared to a pack that just guarantees you one. When you see the packs that guarantee one in the programs and the affinities, steer clear of those guys this year. Try to find the players that are just not as, popular, as commonly released, whether it just being a short, we'll take a look here, whether it being just a quick short pack like even a Mexico series. What are we looking at here? What are you guaranteed 93? I don't really like it. Something more like the headliners, like this Brooks Lee. Right now in packs, right now 70K. Right now, 4 days. He'll be out for a couple more days. But even guys like that, where I say, I feel better about investing in guys like that, or trying to flip guys like that and coming back to it, the next day. 1 star packs, of course. So something to keep in mind there. The show classics, something about the show classics. I feel like that's going to be the pack. It feels like the pack. Could be wrong just because it's kind of what's trendy right now. It feels like that's the pack, and it feels like the Mexico series. Like that might be the stuff that they throw in the affinity going forward. What do we got for Mexico City? And I think enough players in Mexico City. It could be definitely the show classics. I get the feeling, you look at how many show classics are out there. That might be one of the player packs that they say, all right, here you go. Here's a pack. You guaranteed this in this conquest with the price. And they could drop a lot. So I'd be very, very mindful of that. Because again, when all these 99s come out, I would imagine you're going to get a lot of 97, 98s that are in packs as well, because they're just not going to have team affinities be the best. So when them 99s come out, all of a sudden these 97s, 96s, they don't look as glamorous. And we've seen, just like last year, these 96 and 95s, they can drop down to 20, 10, 15, 20K really quickly. And people might be doing them just for the series, and it just gets to the point where people are buying them for the series collection and so forth. So definitely being mindful of that. I'm looking, again, being cautious, if you will. Finally, starting to gain some traction here, working on market this year. It was tough sledding for the first few weeks, but really, again, that we continue to preach is, if you're going to try to flip cards, always flip the cards that are the least liquid, that aren't constantly being released. It's a grind, it's definitely a grind. Randy Johnson up to 49K. I think we paid 38 for him, right? It's time to get rid of him. Randy, it's time to go, I think, buddy. I think it's time to go. Especially with those new cards coming out. Randy's about to be sold. I only picked him up because, his friends always want to play, co-op. You got to have Randy Johnson. I don't really... I get tired of seeing the same cards, I guess, all the time, to say the very least. But, seeing his price go back up, that's a perfect example. I mean, he might get a 99. Who knows where that's going to go? Always holds value. But once you see all the 99s come out, I think that's going to kind of hurt his value. He's still in a Vault Choice pack as well. He sees Season 1 Collections Awards thingy. But again, Hobby Baseball, good example. He's been out for a long time. His price is steadily declining, but it's still one where I'd say, hey, if you can put a bid in for, 19.25 or 19.105 or something today, get it maybe in the next 8 to 12 hours, you put it back up for 23K, you're going to, 4K profit there minus the 2. You're still going to come out with a 2K profit, something pretty nice there, really, to be able to work with. So still looking at that. Ernie Banks, same story, not in the packs. It's been a while since he's been in a pack, right? Still slow decline, but as long as it's a slow tread down, you always plan on flipping cards, not keeping him. Obviously, I wouldn't buy an Ernie Banks and keep him, not in a 93. If you are looking at that, we'll bring that up. If you are looking in the direction of like, who should I buy and invest, or buy and keep and hope the price won't go down, I wouldn't touch. This is just me personally. I wouldn't touch anything below 96. That's over 30, 35, 40K, probably over 40K for sure. Anything that's a 96 over 40K, I'd be very leery of that because of all the 90s, potential 99s that are going to come out. But again, that's just my opinion. Things can obviously change. And backtrack real quickly, because captains are different. Captains are way different. I think those hold the value that they go for in the packs. If they release new captains and so forth, once they're out of packs though, I mean, those are cards that I would expect to potentially go up even more than they already are if they don't release more, because there's only so many captains. People pay big money for those. So if we see the captain's choice pack disappear, definitely captains are a great investment. If you're looking, just buy a couple cards, feel comfortable holding. They can go up. I can see captains being a prime example of that, because the perfect example right now is you look at the price they're holding steady, and they're in packs. Now it's a 40K pack. And that's why you're seeing, that's about what the price is. A 40K pack, yeah, that's what their price is. But it's like, if they can hold that price in a 40K pack, because, a lot of times you get a 30K pack and they get on a 15, or 30K pack they get a 10. So when they're holding their price, that shows you they're very, very desired cards right now. And if that pack ever exits the store, I'd definitely be jumping all over those captains players. And I'd say I'd feel pretty good about those not getting put in a pack, just because there's not many. If they released a lot, I'd be a little concerned, but as long as there's only 6, I would be surprised if they said, here's an affinity or here's a conquest with a guaranteed 95 tradable captain. So that's going to wrap things up for this video. As always, I think we covered everything. I'm going to talk about as much as we possibly could here. Again, you're looking at, guys like Yoan Moncada. He's in a Classics Choice pack. Guys like that, they do worry me a little bit. It's a great card. A really good card. He's double diamond, but if they're not double diamonds, that's the other thing we can bring up. We're getting to that point where we're in the 99 range, 97 range. Non-double diamonds are scarier investments. You can feel really good about the double diamonds. People pay good money for them. But when you're seeing guys that are, they're terrible, we can't find any right now. But that's the thing, right? There's so many of them. It's like, hey, if I should choose between a gold Nick Senzel or somebody with a similar card that's a double diamond, people are going to go with the double diamond. So be mindful of that as well. If you are buying cards, trying to hold on to them for the longer run, you hope they don't lose value. Double diamonds definitely hold a lot more value there. Nonetheless, though, that is going to wrap things up for this video. As always, if y'all enjoy it, I'd appreciate you liking and subscribing. You never have to. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.